There we go. So we're talking about circle graphs. So this one, the dog, he's silly all the time, right? So this one, I have a question for you. Here, I want a hand in the air. Can you tell me, oh, it's a little bit ghetto. Can you tell me that circle in degrees? What does a circle measure? Will you raise your hand? In degrees, a circle measures, Tegan, what is it? It's 360 degrees. So we have to keep that in mind. Inside the circles, we've got angle measurements that the sum is 360. Question though, how many people did the dog talk to? 30. What percentage said, yes, I would like $1 million? Okay, we're going to do both of those today, and I don't want you to get confused. We're going to do percentages and angle measurements. We're going to do what and what, guys? Deep breath. I will show you. We'll get through this, okay? All right, circle graphs. I think they're super cool. Circle graphs are also called, do you know what else they can be called?
Pie graphs.
Pie graphs are called pie graphs too. So we've got this circle graph right here. Circle graph, we just barely talked about it. In a circle graph, the sum of the angles is what? 360, and then we've got to be able to go back and find the percentages. So right here, what percentage of people like bananas?
35.
How about oranges?
45.
How about apples?
48.
Which is the fruit that is least liked?
Oranges.
Which one is the most liked?
Apples.
Apples. So, how did they know for the apples to do this much of the circle graph? It's the angle measurement, but is the angle measurement on here? It's not. Are you ready? I'm going to show you how to figure it out. Let me move this up a little bit because I don't have very much room. Okay, let's erase. I might want to flip over this down. Hint, hint, hint. Move this up so I have a little breath. Okay, let's start with the apples. The apples, what percentage of people liked apples? 40. All right, let's put A for apples. A for apples. We'll start there. So it says 40% of people like that. Well, circle graphs, you have to go off of the center and create an angle measurement, so how do you figure that out? All right, 40% is always out of how much percent? All right, so we've got 40 out of 100, start there. 40 out of 100 is going to equal, okay, I kind of already led you into this. All of the angles in a circle, what's the total degrees? What's the sum? 360. Where do you think a 360 would go? It is the bottom. Good job, guys. So 360 here. What do you want to put in the numerator? Okay, write that down. Hint, hint, hint. Write it down. Grab your calculators. And let's solve it. Okay, Glory, do you have a final answer? 144. Put your degree in there. Box it up. 40% matches with the angle 144 degrees. Thumbs up. How many of you? I think I got this already. Okay. All right, Tegan, you? All right, Tegan, I'm going to write over here. So Tegan, come show us. I'm going to put B for bananas. The bananas, what's the percentage, guys? 35%. All right, Tegan's going to show his work and show us how to go to the angle measurement.
Okay, so what I did was put 35 on top. Because that's 100%, and then
Bottom left. Good job, Tegan. Good job, good job. To the board, making some room for you. Okay, Gloria's going to show us the oranges without helper work. Good luck.
put 25 over 100, and then 360 x over
90 degrees. How many got the same thing? Yes. All right, Gloria. Good job. Okay, I'm going to need your help. I'm going to go back to the circle graph really quick, but I erased my other angle measurements, so you guys should have them, so help me. Technically, in the circle, oranges was what? 90 degrees. Do you think that looks like a 90-degree angle? Yeah, it pretty much does. What about the bananas? What was it? 126. What do you think about that one? Does that look like 126?
Yeah.
then what was the apples?
144.
Okay, 144. Pause. Which one was supposed to be the biggest? Okay, is it the biggest? I always check that because sometimes I'm like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dang it, I probably did something wrong. That's totally fine to check those ones. All right, next part. Where are we at? Okay, this one. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on in this picture. Trying to decide what I want to do first. Okay, first, we've seen these, yeah? Could we make a histogram out of this? Maybe we could, right? Let's just look at that part. So the top left corner. How many people think Disney World is the best? How many people think Universal Studios is the best? Whoa, which one? There you go, 12. And then I have a question. Marine land. Break that word up. Marine. Can someone raise their hand and tell us what does marine stand for? Marine land would be like what kind of amusement park? Thomas, what do you think? Yeah, like SeaWorld, right? So we've got like dolphins and fish and sharks and whales and penguins. That kind of place, right? Okay. So first I want to know, out of those four, actually, do you know Busch Gardens? That doesn't get talked about very much. I'm pretty sure it's in California. Let's do the same thing on this one, but look at this circle graph. This circle graph, is it percentages or degrees? Degrees. So how would we go back and figure out the percent? So get ready. I'm going to flip the board because this one is kind of crowded, and we're going to do two things at once. We are going to figure out the degrees and the percentages. On your paper, what you want to do is 4 amusement parks. Again, on your paper, give yourself and write down the 4 amusement parks. We've got Marine Studios, Disney, Busch Gardens. Take your time. So next, under each of them, put an A part and a B part. I'm going to put Marine Land right here, A. I'm going to put my B over here. Same Universal Studios, an A part and a B part. Disney, A part, B part. Busch Gardens, A part, B part. What we're eventually going to learn, it's going to trickle into tomorrow's lesson, is just by looking at what they gave you, you can make a circle graph. Oh, we'll have to bust out the protractors tomorrow. But I've got to show you what to break down first. You need the percentage and the angle measurement. Okay, you ready? I'm going to help you with marine land. Percentage. We've got to find the percentage of people who like marine land. Somebody want to try to go through that? Do you know the steps? How would you find out percentage of people that like marine land? Nicole, what are you thinking? Okay, she said add up all the people on the right. Yes, so I want everybody, grab your calculators, add up all the people, and let's get a sum. Are you sure? I heard 60. Anybody else back that up? Okay, so you said get the sum. Now what, Nicole? There's 60 people that we're talking to. Okay, she said formerly marine land, do 8 over 60. Perfect equals percent over 100. Do we know the percent yet? No, let's go to next. That is a perfect setup. So total people who like marine land out of total people talking to you is percent over 100. Grab your calculators, percent proportion. So 8 times 100 divided by 6 is 800 divided by 60. Oh, I times it. 800 divided by 60. I'm going to round it to 13. Are you okay with that? So let's call this one 13%. Put a box around it. We're halfway done. Now we have our percentage. Now think about that. Is that a big percent, a little percent? So our piece of the circle is probably going to be little. Do you agree with me? But now we've got to figure out the piece of the circle. What you do next is you take that percentage. So take the percentage. What was our percentage that we just barely got? 13. So take that. 13 over, what are percentages always over? 100. Now we're thinking about a circle. What do we know about circles? Okay, we know the 360 in a circle, so where do you think the 360 goes then? It does go on the bottom. Good job, Dean. Alright, so bottom right here. We don't know the angle measure up top. This is what we just barely did, right? Grab your calculators. 13 times 360 divided by 1. Make sure you do this right. 13 times 360 divided by 100. And don't forget, this is a degree. and then box it up. How many of you? I think I got this. So don't forget percentage first. Use the percentage to find the angle measurement. Okay. Hey, Jalen, right into the mic, okay?
So for Universal Studios, you add up all the people, get 60. And then look at Universal Studios and 12 people think it's the best, so we put 12 over 60 equals X over 100.
Uh-huh.
So 12 times 100 divided by 60 is 20.
Will you add the percent sign on there? Okay, Jalen, to earn it, you gotta do letter B too. Can you do it?
Good luck. I do 20% over 100 equals X over 360. So 20 times 60 divided by 100, 72.
Oh my goodness, guys, did you get the same thing? Do you agree with his work? How many of you got the same thing? Let me see.
So for Disney, you do 25 over 60 equals X over 100. 25
Yeah, let's do 2. That's good. Put your percentage sign on there. Yeah, keep going. You're doing great. Guys, what do you think? Did you get the same thing? Yeah, Dell. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so A is garden, which is 15, so I do 15 over 6 X over 100. And so you multiply that, you get 25%. So yeah, 25% is a B is
How many got the same as James on that one? Do you agree? All right. How many are like, I got this, I got this, after 4 examples? Pretty good. All right, James, you hit the pause button, the one with the 2 lines. Over on the left side. So we covered it up to see if you can handle it without seeing other people's work. How many of you, I got this? You got this? You okay? All right, so percentages, degrees, let's see what's next. Okay, this part, I think we're in a row. Next one, I did not pass the blue paper out yet, right? All right, let's do that part first. Okay, memorize your favorite sport. And now put your heads down, cover your eyeballs. I'm going to take data real fast. How many of you, by raise of hand, like baseball the most? Hands down. How many of you like basketball the most? Hands down. Football? Hands down, gymnastics. This is crazy. Hockey. Skating. Skiing. Soccer. Running. Okay. Other. Okay, heads up. Look. Three. Alright, what you need to do is put this data on your blue paper. You need it. So on the blue paper I just passed out, put all of this on there. You need it. This is going to be your assignment for tonight. So make sure you have these down. You can't do it without them. Okay, now on your blue papers, I gave you this awesome super large table so you can show your work. Can I borrow yours, Charles? On the table, I'm going to step back to the front. On the table, split them right down the middle. Same on the back side. Draw a line right down the middle because you've got to do the A part and the B part like we just barely did on the board. Again, split them down the middle because you've got to do the A part and the B part. Okay, does everybody have these written down? Can I flip to the next one? Okay, so the first one, what's the first one? Is it baseball? Okay, so your first box looks like this. You've got baseball right here. And then you've got your big table, yeah? Whoa. So what I asked you to do is split it down the middle and do your A part here, the degrees, and your B part here, the angle. This is what we just barely did. So let's do the baseball together just to be sure. Wait, question, Maddie? Yes. Oh my goodness. Percent first. Thank you for catching that. Percent first, and then the degree. All right, here we go. Now you guys have the data on your paper. The first one is baseball, right? How many people chose baseball? 2. Here's the problem though. How many people actually voted? I heard 31. Somebody back up to 31? 31. How did you guys get that 31? Add them all up, you should get 31. So we've got 2 out of 31 equals, hand in the air, how do you do this part? What's the other side look like? Go ahead, Gabe. Where's the 100 here? On the bottom. X here, so 2 times 100, which is divided by 31. I'm just going to round that to 6. You okay with that? Yeah. All right, so our percent, 6.45. Don't forget your percent sign. You're halfway done. How many got the same thing? Okay, now do your angle. Hold your hand in the air. How do you set up that angle? No matter what do we do? Tell me what to do. Okay, percent we just got over 100. So we just got 6.45 over 100. Keep going, Maddie. All right, something missing over 360. Great setup, Maddie. So 6.45 times 360, and then divide that by 100. Okay, make sure you did that right. I got 23.2. Is that what you guys got? Okay. Who voted? So 23.2. Don't forget your degree. Okay, that's it, guys. Your blue paper is your assignment for tonight. You need to do the A part and the B part for each sport. Good luck.